Okay, I thought I would show how I paint the little barn and some of the other stuff on this rock. I've basically got my sky area blocked in, some of the mid-ground, and then some of the little foreground with the grass on it. And if I can find my little bitty brush. This is just a little, it's probably about a number 2 flat brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of white and a little bit of black and basically just kind of brush mix to make me a gray to block in the majority of the little barn. And I do this kind of with a random effect, and sometimes if I'm really lucky I don't have to do a whole lot else to it, and it just kind of looks like old wood. So that will be the sides of the barn. Then it's very hard for me to find the little color that I like to paint my roofs in, because I like something that I can make look like kind of rusted tin. So this color is called honey brown, but it gives me just about what I need to add the little roof. And then I take the least little bit of burnt sienna and stroke over it. Ooh, I have to let my eyes focus. I suffer from chronic dry eye, which means my eyes are anything but dry. And sometimes it is like literally looking through a glass of water to view what I'm trying to do. So I have to kind of give my eyes a minute to focus at times. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few little background trees in while the barn dries, and so that then I can do the little detail work on it to make it pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this angle brush. I thought I had another one up here, but I'll have to find it. I'm going to take this angle brush, which I think is about a 3/4 inch, and a little bit of dark green paint on the brush, and I'll just blend it right here on my craft mat. And what that will do is soften the paint as far as the harshness of color, and then work it across some of the bristles. And this is how I kind of do, I like to refer to these as my little floated on trees, because they don't really have to have a whole lot of definition to them, and it just kind of simulates like the layering of, you know, various trees in the background and stuff. So basically what I'm doing is like a series of a bunch of little C strokes. So this is what the actual, what I'm doing looks like, is I'm making little bitty C's, but I'm just kind of grouping them all together so that it forms my little tree cluster. And you could add different like shades to it. I could add some yellow if I wanted to add some interest on this one. I'm just going to do that because I'm going to squash in a little row of bushes here in a second, but I wanted to see if the barn was dry enough. I'm going to do the same thing, except with a smaller amount of paint on the brush and some black, and I'm going to use that side-loaded float to add the detail to the barn. and kind of give it all its appropriate little sides and front and just make it come to life a little bit. We have to set him down into the ground. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is an old round brush, but it works really nice. If I kind of flatten the bristles, I can get my little door and a couple little windows. Okay, I'll let this dry and come back and show you some more detail. But that's the basics of the background and painting the barn.